Hey everybody, Dave Williamson!
And then you're
Oh my gosh, you won't believe the fantastic collection I just bought! Wow, I'm on my way back from Chehalis, Washington, in central Washington. Is it central? I don't know. I'm on my way back from Centralia, Washington, where I just picked up a fantastic Redline collection. You won't believe what I bought. It's fantastic, so join me on the next couple of episodes as I reveal to you the over 100 Redline Hot Wheels that I'm dragging home to Portland, Oregon. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, it's Dave Williamson sitting down here at the coffee table to unveil the Redline collection that I just picked up yesterday, August 14th, 2017, in a nearby town about 90 miles up the road. We met, actually, the owners of this collection were probably about 150 miles away, but we met in a central location and exchanged the collection for cash. Now, the collection did not come in these two 72 Hot Wheels car cases. No, they did not. They came in cases that were rather beat up, so we just tossed those away. But for dramatic effect, I've put them in these two beautiful 72 car cases, which I have about a half a dozen of these, and I absolutely love them. They are fantastic, and they're so hard to find because even though you can find collections, finding really nice collector cases is nearly impossible. So without further ado, let's get started with opening up and seeing what is in this collection. Now, I did make myself a list already of everything in here so I could make some comments about what's in here and what is not in here. So I'm going to start with this first tray. Let me grab my list so I make sure I have my notes available. All right, so I'm all ready. Now, one of the things reason I have this list and some of the things I'd like to relate to you today is some of the reasons why Hot Wheels are so hard to collect and so popular. Let me go ahead and pull out this first orange Beatnik Bandit. Now, you see me wiping it off with a slightly damp rag because they're quite dusty. They're old. They've been sitting in these cases for over 40 years, nearly 50 years in some cases. Look here, we have an orange Beatnik Bandit. Now, this orange Beatnik Bandit has a beautiful light shade of orange with a tan interior. Quite pretty. Now, one of the things I did when I was looking at the collection, of course, I had my magnifying glass with me so I could look really closely. And yes, actually, when you look super, super close, let's see if I can get in here. See now, look. Let me go down here. See how beautiful that looks? But if you come in real tight, now check it out. The more closer you get, look at the damage on that front fender. It's pretty severe, actually, for a collectible. You know, we collect Hot Wheels like people collect coins. You know, there's like 100 different degrees of condition, and every little flea bite counts. Now, if you look real close, there's basically little chips just about everywhere you look. But if you just hold your cars out at arm's length, you won't even hardly notice it, and then it will just be about the color. And this actually doesn't really have any toning on it, which is nice. It just has the chips. So we'll go with that. Number one, hard to rate a car like that because it's beautiful like a mint car. It is shiny, but you know, there's no toning. It's you'd think, well, near mint anyway, but really it's more like an excellent. It's sort of an excellent to near mint because although it has chips like an excellent car, it looks much nicer than that, especially from a little bit of a distance. Now, the neat thing about this collection is there was two of everything. I'm going to go ahead and wipe this one down here. Maybe I should have done this beforehand, but yeah, we're a little bit dusty. Anyway, so here's another orange Beatnik Bandit, this time also with a little deeper color. But as you can see, there's a lot of toning on the nose. Look at that nose toning. And also a little bit of wear, not as badly. This particular one, when you really look at it under a microscope, you can see some teeny tiny pits all over it. But let's take a look at the comparison there. Yeah, they look very similar. I think the one on the top actually is a little lighter in color, but as you all know, every single Hot Wheel, every single Redline is going to look different, be in a different condition. So let's move on from that one. Second car up was the Beatnik Bandit, and this time in purple, Hong Kong. This one's got some decals on the side, Drifta, pretty nice. And I don't know what model those came from. It didn't come from a Hot Wheels, but it came from some sort of model car. And then on the other side, also drifters. So at least it matches, kind of cool. The car's in pretty good shape. I'd rate it as excellent. It's got the purple interior, which makes it a little better. And Barracuda, but only one Barracuda in the collection of the 68s. There's a lot of cars in this collection, over 100 cars, but only one Barracuda. And the next one down is the Camaro. Now, the Camaro collections, usually when you buy a collection, if you're lucky, you'll get one Camaro, and it probably will be most likely blue. And in this case, we did get actually two Camaros, and one of them was blue. And the blue Camaro is actually in pretty darn nice shape, probably like a near mint with a little toning on the hood there. And that regular rubs across the front of the hood there, but it's actually in pretty darn nice shape. Pretty livable there, nice collectible. And then unfortunately, there's always sadness when you buy a collection, because what you'd really like to do is get every car in perfect condition, but it's just never going to happen. And now look at this lime Camaro. I have people asking me for lime Camaros all the time, and this is a really nice one. Look at that. It's not the earliest one. The earliest ones have a lime paint on the back as well. But this one has massive hood damage. It's very sad. And then a lot of pitting. Can you see the pitting? And when I say pitting, you can't, a lot of cars have it, but you can't always see it. Those dark spots there. And then you got those shiny spots. That's all bad news. But anyway, you got deep dish wheels on the front, which is really cool. If this car was in mint condition, it would easily be $600. But in this condition, it's a tenth of that. There it is, the lime Camaro. Boy, I wish I had a mint one of those. Now, next up would be the Corvette. Yes, Corvette. And there are two Corvettes in this collection, and they are both gold. And in various conditions, various stages of decomposition, I would say. This one has massive toning on the back and top, lighter toning on the sides. The hood matches pretty well. Actually, the hood's pretty clear. This side's pretty clear, so this would display well. Look at that. You put that in your case, and away you go. Put it up the other side. No, not so lucky on the other side, so if you're a left or right. Now, what would that be, left or right? I would call this right to left, and that doesn't look so great, but this side here looks real good. And that is the gold Corvette. Another gold Corvette, slightly better condition. Actually quite a bit, but then it also has some, look at that, two-seater. Okay, well, I guess they wanted to differentiate this from the four-seater Corvette. What do you think? Nice hood on this one. Got a big figure 8 on the back. And this side, what does it say? Do it? Do it? I think it says do it. Nope, maybe it's something else. I don't know. I can't really tell. Might have said do. I don't know. Doodle. Anyway, this one's in a little better shape, but very sad, unfortunate. These could be really, massively nice. If I could find a gold Corvette in perfect condition, of course, I'd never let it go. And that's because they're just so darn hard to find. These are not too bad. I don't know if this decal stuff will come off or not. It'd be nice if it would, because it kind of really ruins the car. All right, next up, it would be the Custom Cougar, but as most collections go, there are no Custom Cougars in this collection. And that is one reason why they're so darn hard, and even when you do find them, they're typically Hong Kong blue. All right, next car then after the Custom Cougar is the Custom Firebird, and this, again, is a very nice looking car, very shiny red. Does have some serious damage up in the front here and a big old chip on the hood. It really kills the whole look of the car, but the paint overall is quite spectacular. It's very unfortunate. It's still a good collectible at that. Now, of course, I've been collecting for so many years, 26 years, and all my customers are super particular and picky, so naturally I've got to the point where all I like is the super perfect cars. But this, when I was first starting collecting, of course, this would have been something, I don't know if I would have even liked this back then, but it's a good car, and it won't be as expensive as a mint car. Maybe that's just tape on the front there. That might be something I can get off. So that might have happened. They got that's tape residue going across there, and then when they pulled the tape off, they pulled some paint off. That's what I'm thinking that is. Can't quite tell right now. My glasses aren't quite that strong, but we'll look that up and get that cleaned up. Next car up is another Custom Firebird. This one's actually in real nice shape. Olive. I see olive Hong Kong Firebirds a lot. Now, you should by now know the difference between a Hong Kong and a U.S. car. They have completely different castings. You can tell right away by the blue glass on the Hong Kong and the separate steering wheel. And on the US, you have the clear glass, and the steering wheel is a part of the interior. The US cars are fat, and the Hong Kong cars are slim. I don't know if you could tell that here, but there's more dynamic lines on the Hong Kong models than there are on the USA models. Here's a shot of the back here. Looks very similar. And then here is the bases. Sometimes people ask me questions about the bases. It's not something I pay a lot of attention to because I like the looks of the cars. And the custom Firebird on this side, Hong Kongs, they're typically dated 1967, which is the copyright date. So that means they probably designed the Hong Kong cars first, maybe. And the US cars are marked 68 in most cases. I can't really verify that. It's not something that interests me, but if you know something about that, feel free to leave a message below. Next car after the custom Firebird is the custom Fleet side, but wait a minute. I got the Firebird before the Eldorado, so excuse me, my bad. The Eldorado was next. And there is two olive Eldorados, one very nice, and the other one not quite as nice, and has a number 6 on the back and a Zot on the side. Oh boy, look at that, Zot. Very interesting. Should be able to figure out what model kit that came from with a word like Zot on it. And the one in better shape has a toned hood, so it does not match the rest of the car. And a little toning on the sides there. And the one in lesser shape has almost matching hood with just toning on the back there. But you know that toning stuff, you know what it is by now. It's these were polished bodies, painted over with translucent paint, and then age and air gets to that polished surface and makes it go dull. And then you get toning, which makes Hot Wheels ugly. But not so ugly that we don't still love the heck out of them. We will always love Hot Wheels no matter what. That is just what we do as Hot Wheels collectors. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the first half of the 1968 models. Don't want to keep you too long. Everything I read says that your YouTube videos are supposed to be under 5 minutes, so you're going to have to go to the next edition to finish and go over the rest of the cars from the 68 part of this 100-piece Redline collection. All right, thank you, and go check out the next video when it comes out if it's not already there. Thank you. Jump cut! What do you know? Oh, wait, check it out. I stopped at Walmart on the way.
So I was down at the local Walmart and I thought I'd look at some of the Hot Wheels. Here they are, right here. Oh, look at that. That's very nice. What do you think? You like this one? Oh, that's a Matchbox. I don't really like the Matchbox. Do you like the Matchbox? I don't know. I like the Matchbox. Ah!